Hey, Sharon here from Content Sparks, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to create an email course or an e-course using some PLR, in this case, one of our opt-in reports from this course called Essential Email Sequences that Engage, Nurture, and Convert. But you can use any type of PLR, particularly ones that have specific steps in it. That's what's going to make an e-course very actionable, and it's very quick to create a course using PLR. You'll see in this particular course, it does come with an opt-in report, and that is in our lead generation materials. We have a lot of courses that have this, and it's called 5 Steps to Setting Up Your Most Profitable Automated Emails. I'm going to open up that report, which you get when you get a license to the course, and it's all in a Word document. So the first thing you need to do is put that into a notepad or something else that will strip out all the formatting so that when you paste it into an email, you don't mess up that formatting. I'm going to go through the entire report, keep scrolling through. I've copied everything by Control C. I go over to a notepad, a simple notepad, or anything else that you use on your computer that just puts things into text. I press Control V and it's copied it all without any of the formatting. The next thing I like to do is break it up so that I know which email is which. So I would say email 1, that's the introduction. Don't worry, you're going to add some of your own content after this to make it sound like you. And then I put little dots to say this is going to be email 2 and so on all the way through. Let's start with email 1. This doesn't actually have an action step already, so it's more of the welcome and overview email. Email 2 and all the others do have action steps in them, and those are the actions that your e-course participants are going to take after they receive each email from you. So let's go with email 1, and I'll show you how to set that up as your own. You would need a subject line, and here you're just laying it out in some sort of text document so you don't lose it, because if you just write it into your email autoresponder, if something happens, you've lost that. The subject line might be welcome to whatever name you've done, kickstart your profitable email sequences. And then you'll want to have an introduction that you typically use, like hi, and whatever name tag your system uses that will automate the personalization. Sharyn here from Content Sparks. Add any other personal information intro that you want. Otherwise, you can go straight into using the opt-in report. I would typically say remind them that they've signed up. Give them that welcome. Welcome to your course on how to kickstart your profitable email sequences. And maybe something else about over the next 5 days or 6 days, however long it is, you're going to be learning and whatever it is in your course. And then you can go into the regular text, make sure you know where you're dividing up your paragraphs. You can do the formatting right inside your autoresponder. So don't worry about that here. Just strip out anything else like bullet points that you would want to add in your autoresponder. And then like with the ones that will follow, you'll need to have action steps. Those are laid out, but you still want to give an action step in the first one. So it says, are you ready to fire up your email marketing with targeted email sequences? Here are the 5 steps to get started, but you're not going to do the 5 steps here. So instead, you want to say something like, over the next 5 days, you'll be getting daily emails from me with specific action steps to kickstart your email sequences. For today, here's your first action step. And then put something in like, make sure you have access to your email marketing platform. And it could be as simple as that. And then look out for tomorrow's email and your first step, and then sign off. So it can be as simple as that. And then you'll do the same with all the others. Add your subject line, have it all written out in here, everything you want to do, add your welcome, whatever that tag is. But what you'll be able to do is once you have one set up, you can keep using it as a template. Just write the text in here. But once you have it set up in your email marketing platform, you'll be able to just copy and paste. So let's go over and see what that looks like in an email setup in my email marketing platform. I use ActiveCampaign, and what you'll need to do for an e-course is set up an automation, and it might look different in whatever platform you use. Here, I went into the place for automations, clicked on create an automation, and I can just create one from scratch and continue. You'll need to select a trigger that starts the automation. So for something like an e-course, you might want to create a separate list and it triggers when they subscribe. Or if you have existing lists, existing customers or leads who would be taking this, it's often simpler to just do it by a tag. So somebody registers for your course, and one of the actions that you can have, and this works in all email marketing platforms, is to add a tag when they sign up. I would trigger it that way. Click a tag. You'll have to set one up in your platform. I'm going to just say demo email course. And I'm going to add start. And then it'll start walking you through what you want to do. The first thing you'll want to do is send an email, that first action. So I'll give it a name. Welcome. This is just for your reference. Welcome to Email Sequences course. And you can either start with one of their templates or start with a past campaign. I usually use one of my past campaigns because it already has all the formatting and other details in it. So I'm going to click on that. It will give me some options where I can pick from previous campaigns. And here in ActiveCampaign, they have all sorts of different options here. I'm just going to click their classic designer. Look for some past campaigns that have a pretty simple formatting. Here's my notes from social media marketing world. You always want to have your name in the title as well as your business so that people recognize who it's from. But when you have your name, it makes it more personal. Give it whatever your subject line was. I think we said, welcome, kickstart your profitable email sequences, and click continue. Then it will open up the editor in your email, and you can just delete a lot of the stuff in here. I like to have a little header in here, welcome to whatever the name of the course is. And then because I use a template, I already have some of that tagging in here, that personalization, like that first name tag. But I might stop and say, hey, it's Sharyn here from Content Sparks, and just say period, and then delete everything else so that I can paste in. So if you're using a template, you'll just delete everything that's there and start putting in your own. And let's go back over now to the notepad, and I'm going to copy that first email. I've got welcome all the way through to the end. I'll go back over here and just paste that all in, and you are ready to do a little bit of formatting. Obviously, you'll be adding more to it. I put in my paragraph breaks. You might want to break up things more so there's no more than maybe one or maximum two sentences. People like to skim. So the main thing you're going to do is use bolding and bullets and short sentences. Here, I would make this into a bullet point list. I would maybe bold some things. And then we've got the action step I added at the end. So for today, here's your action step. Make that into maybe a numbered point, especially if you end up with more than one. And remember, you're going to be able to copy this over for other emails so that you can keep using the same formatting. I have a little box here with a call to action. You could use something like that, especially towards the end of the course, to give a call to action to a related offer. But when you're first starting an e-course, you don't want to confuse people with too many actions. Just give them their steps that they need to take. And then your sign off and you're ready to go. So once you have that set up, you'll go to next. And again, this will look different based on your email marketing platform. And in here, in ActiveCampaign, it has a preview where you can just look at it, test and preview. Pre-header text, if you have that option, that's what people see when they're previewing the email in their dashboard, whatever email platform they use. Here, you might want to say, get started today, just so they know what it's about. And everything else is set. When you're sure it's done, you click finish, or whatever it is in your platform. And then you're ready to set your intervals and start doing the rest of the emails. Here it's having me select that email I just created. So I click save, and that one is now in there. So as soon as somebody signs up, you have your email platform set to add this tag, and it will then trigger the automation to send that first email. And then you can have your next steps. It's suggesting different ones here, but you would go in your platform and pick a delay. So like conditions and workflow here. I want to wait. I drag it in, wait for a specific period of time, 1 day, let's say. And then you'd go in and you'd want to have another email. I'd have send an email and add that in there. And then again, I can start with a template, use a past campaign. Here it would be, say, day 1, because the first one was a welcome. Start with a past campaign. I can pick the one that I just did. And you can see it's in there as one of the options. So I can select that and then continue the way we just did everything else. So let's just go back to that automation. And then you would just continue through waiting 1 day, and towards the end, make sure your last email has a call to action and you end the automation. There's always some sort of option to end an automation. So in conditions and workflow and active campaign, there's one for end this automation. You might want to remove the tag as well that you added at the beginning, the demo tag, or add another tag like email course complete, or add them to another automation at the end. There are lots of different options. Keep it simple to start with, and then make sure you also name your automation. I'm going to say demo e-course and click save. So that's everything there is to it. Obviously, you then will need to go back, add the rest of the emails, and at the very end, make sure you put the action step in each email. You can put those into colored boxes, however you want to do. You could even create worksheets and attach them to your emails. But this is the very simple way. And at the very last email, so that would be after step 5 in this one, make sure you give some sort of call to action to something else. This one's very short, and it gives a placeholder for a sales page, and that's where you could upsell something like that email sequences course. And that is everything in there that was taking you from a simple opt-in report like this and creating a longer e-course that you can then use as a lead magnet, or even charge for as a low ticket offer, or do it as a bonus. Hope that was really helpful for you, and let me know if you have any questions.